I found this at my grandparents'. Though no one is certain what it is, it's hollow, metal top and base. The top screws on and has a hole that connects through to the underside. There are guesses as to the age, maybe being Victorian, and it's seemingly handmade. The alloy is difficult to distinguish with the amount of dents and marks on it. I feel it's a combination of it having been well used and it being a softer metal. Many thanks in advance. It's a baby feeding bottle dating from the mid-18th century. Artificial feeding became popular between the 18th and 19th centuries. At the time, only 2 out of 10 infants lived to their second birthday. Little did they know, many mothers, while intending to provide the best for their infants, tragically caused the deaths of their own little ones. The bottles were very difficult to clean, so they were perfect incubators for deadly bacteria. Also, the pewter had very high poisonous lead content. The milk, by acidifying, ended up attacking and absorbing the metal, thus becoming a serious cause of intoxication for the child. The bottles eventually earned the nickname murder bottles. What are these 2 small metal items with cloth inside the hole on the side? They were found in a home office, and I'm not sure when they were made, as there are no visible markings on them. Thanks for any insight you can give. They are antique kazoos. It was held like a transverse flute with the player singing into a hole on the side. The sound passed through a membrane of some kind, such as thin parchment or onion skin, and the end result was a somewhat nasal buzzy sound. The kazoo did have a large role in early African American music. It became official when Warren Herbert Frost applied for the patent in 1883. What is this thing I found at an antique shop? I think it might be some sort of a food server, but I really have no idea what this is. It opens into these 3 dishes, and the bottom has no other description, besides saying it was made in Italy. Any idea what it is? It's a 19th century bun warmer. Traditionally, these boxes were kept by the fire to warm the biscuits. These were created during the early years of silver electroplating, now known as Victorian plate. The outside is shaped like 3 clamshells coming together in a triangular shape. You pull on the handle knobs, and it folds out into a 3-petal shape. What is the silver basket I found at a estate sale with a hook on the middle of the handle by Simpson Hall Miller & Company? It is quadruple plated silver, about 6 inches in diameter across the bowl, about 12 to 14 inches high at the top of the handle, and there are 2 prongs along the backside. It could be a butter dish, but the additional hardware has me questioning its use. Any ideas? It's a Victorian silver-plated bridal basket made by Simpson Hall Miller & Company. The company was a cutlery and silver hollowware manufacturer in Wallingford, Connecticut, founded in 1866. By 1895, the company operated large factories in Wallingford and Montreal, Canada. Many designs have been collected by many American museums, including the Dallas Museum of Art, Philadelphia Museum of Art, and Yale University Art Gallery. I found this silver slotted spoon and some old belongings. My family is trying to deduce what this could be used for, and so far we have nothing. It is slightly tarnished with 3 large slots punched through. Some writing on the back is probably just a silver tag, but any other information on this would be wonderful. My family is in shambles due to this mystery. Can anyone help, please? It's a Victorian sardine server. Back in Victorian times, there were specialized serving utensils for just about everything. It was just the proper way to serve and impress guests. They were utterly desperate to prove they were the most cultured and refined folks on the block, so they invented dozens of new specialized utensils to show off their refinement. What is this cup with a small cup on the side? I found it among Dad's stuff, but he has no idea what it's for. The smaller cup has 2 openings on the interior side. It looks like silver and about the size of a regular drinking cup. The smaller cup is located exactly where a right-handed person would sip. Do you have any ideas on what this could be? It's a cup for helping patients take pills. You or a nurse put the pills in the little cup and bring it to your lips while tipping the cup. Water flows into the small cup via the slits and washes the pills into the mouth of the patient. Although some say it can be for children, I used to work at a very old rehab hospital where the building had been a medical facility for almost 200 years. We had a lot of antiquated medical equipment around in the non-patient areas for decoration, I suppose. We had a cup almost exactly like this one. What is this Victorian-era tool we have at home? It's about 13 centimeters long, and it has hinges and dimples on both of the flat sides. I was told it might be a nutcracker or a sugar breaker, as sugar used to come in big chunks. No one knows for sure. It looks like it might have had something attached to the top or it's broken off. Any ideas? It's a 19th century lobster cracker. Here's a fun fact in case you don't already know. Due to the overabundant population, lobsters were used first to feed prisoners and servants, and were also used as fertilizer and fish bait by Native Americans. The rich thought they were flavorless bugs of the sea. By 1700, it wasn't uncommon to see piles of lobsters wash ashore on the beaches in Massachusetts, sometimes 2 feet high. What were these Victorian canisters used for? I found them at a thrift store 15 years ago, and the lids are monogrammed with JPM. The marks indicate they are silver and made in London around 1839. Any help you can provide would be much appreciated. It's part of a traveling toilet kit. It could have once contained a few things, depending on how the lady used them. The longer ones are typically for hairpins. Victorian hair and hat pins could be pretty long, up to 13 inches long sometimes. What is this tiny metal clasping purse thing I found among antiques? I'm curious about this thing's age and purpose. It is too small for coins and seems impractical for pills being open to the air. I don't know what type of metal, and the designs on it are too generic to describe for a useful Googling. Any ideas? It's a vinaigrette box attached to the chatelaine. Cities used to smell really bad before modern plumbing. Ladies used to carry things like these with cotton or cloth inside sprayed with perfume, or a strongly scented substance such as vinegar or smelling salts. They put it up to their noses when they would get a bad whiff of feces or something. What is this object I found in the storage at a museum? The museum is a converted Victorian mansion that was briefly the home and working office of a doctor in the late 19th century. It's about 8 inches long and 1.5 inches wide at the widest point. It has a spring mechanism and a thick hollow needle. The handle on the opposite end of the needle was wooden. The spring locked up when compressed, drawing the needle inward. Please help me figure out what is this thing. Thanks in advance. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.